Hey everybody, Chef David here, Executive Chef at Jericho Tennis Club, joined by Ryan Storfer, the kitchen whiz on camera. We're going to do a pretty simple dish for you, one that we do in the first year of culinary school. A vegetarian dish that you can make in a small kitchen. We're going to start with a baked potato, and we're going to make gnocchi alla piedmontese, so little dumplings of potato. We're going to make a sauce of pesto alla genovese, of basil, roasted pine nuts, parmesan, olive oil, and a bit of garlic. Go easy on the garlic. And we're going to serve that with some roasted chanterelles, oven-dried tomatoes, and fresh spring peas. All stuff you can do in a very small space with a very minimal amount of equipment. Essentially, a knife and a fork. All right, we're going to start with the pesto alla genovese. I've got some fresh basil here. I'm just going to give it a bit of a chop. Now I'm going to make this sauce in a mortar and pestle. You don't need a mortar and pestle. You can chop all of this stuff right on your board and then toss it in a bowl like that with some olive oil, just like that, and you're essentially there. All right, fresh basil's in. I'm going to chop a little bit of garlic. I'm going to keep the garlic pretty light. I want you to be able to kiss each other by the time this is done and not feel guilty about it. All right, roasted pine nuts. It's critical that the pine nuts see a little bit of heat from your oven or in a pan. You get a bit of that caramelization and it smells toasted. The flavor difference is huge. All right, some fresh grated Parmesan cheese, a shot of olive oil, and a little sea salt. Cracked black pepper, and then we crush. And it all comes together into what we know as pesto. Alright, just a little utensil, taste it. It's fabulous. Rich flavor, the toasted pine nuts come through like crazy. Alright, that's what we're going for right there. Starting with the gnocchi, there's a couple of rules. Now for starters, every recipe you look at is going to have different ratios of flour, egg, and potato. I like to keep it real simple. I don't follow ratios or formulas, but essentially 1 russet potato, 1 egg. There's a couple of goals when you make this. You want to have as little flour inside the dumpling as possible, and that's going to keep it from being too dense or tough. So you want light and fluffy. Another rule, in order to achieve that goal, is that you roast the potato inside its jackets. You don't steam it, you don't boil it. If you were to use those sort of moist heat methods, you would increase the amount of water in the potato, and that would make it absorb more flour and give you a denser product. The other rule is once you cook the potato, you want to cool it down first. If it's still hot and steaming, it again will absorb more flour. So, my method for gnocchi is to simply scoop out the contents of the potato, doing your best to avoid the peel, which I suppose you could deep fry for potato skins or something. But essentially this is a waste product. Great in your compost, or great for your Super Bowl party, provided they bring sports back at some point. Almost there, almost there. Alright. There we have the potato, and this is where I use my fork. This is what I mean. This is low tech. All sorts of people have all kinds of different crazy methods, but it's really a pretty straightforward process. Mash this up. Feels good. Feels great. Potatoes beautifully cooked. I don't mind. This is just me, my personal preference. I don't mind if there's a little bit of chunk left in the potato. It's not completely pureed. I like the additional texture. Makes you know that it's not over-processed. I like a little bit of roughness in what I do. Okay, so I've created a well, essentially. I'm going to crack my single egg and drop it into that well. At this point, I'm going to stop. I'm going to season with salt and fresh ground pepper. Alright. I'm going to clear my board, and I'm going to start working flour into this dough. So this is my hands. I washed them before I started this. I find it a lot harder to do something like this with gloves on. So this is where you have a feel for what you're making. And you're just going to put in the flour until it doesn't need it anymore. And mix in the egg. Of course, you could use your KitchenAid for this, but for me, it's elemental. I love the feeling of working the dough in my hands. Okay, now I have it starting to come together. Getting very close. A little bit more. Don't want to overwork it. The moisture plus the glue will give me something tough. Okay, now I'm pretty happy with that. Just going to give it a quick scrape. Edge scraper is a miracle worker. Alright. Ready to come to the next step. In processing this dough, we're going to cut it into essentially ropes. We're going to dust the board. And we're going to dust those ropes. And we're just going to push on them. These are delicate, but they're going to work just fine. These are not going to be tough. There's no dense, tough, overworked flouring. Okay, first row, second row. So you can see there's a decent yield here, right? Okay. Alright, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to go back to my bench scraper. You don't need a bench scraper, you can just use your knife for the next step, which is to create that. And that is essentially our dumpling. But for me, it's a bit quicker if I dip this to make a non-stick, and then I do that with my bench scraper, making them a little bit rough but fairly even. So now a lot of people will try to convince you, go back to your fork, that you need something called a gnocchi board, in which you roll the gnocchi to put a groove in it. If you dip your fork into the flour and just touch it, just touch your gnocchi, you're going to get those same grooves. And the purpose of those grooves is to give the sauce something to cling to. So your gnocchi isn't just tasting like plain potato. You got all that sauce stuck in those grooves. So we're going to do these two ropes work right now. Okay, I've forked my gnocchi. Alright, we're moving to the hot side of the kitchen now. I got boiling water and I've got a preheated, well-seasoned French steel pan. That is Matfer, if any of you are in the market buying. It's the best one I can find. I'm going to take a little bit of my olive oil and get that wet. And I'm going to sweat my vegetables. I'm going to give them a quick saute. I've got chanterelles, peas, seasoning at every step of the way. And I'll add the oven-dried tomatoes in a minute. Now while that's going, I'm putting salt into my boiling water. Let's get a little heavier than that. I'm going to blanch our gnocchi. Gnocchi are pretty straightforward. I would say the rule is that they float when they're done. Couldn't be too much easier. But let's give them a minute. Let's see how long it takes, and we'll get you a time estimate. Okay, spring vegetables. A little saute. Okay, that's good. They're not sticking. By the way, this is the brand new French steel top that I'm cooking on in the back. And this is the brand new production line that we're cooking on. All brand new Questions with it? So if we haven't said it to you yet, thank you for getting us new equipment. The old stuff was done. All right, that right there is pretty much what I want, so I'm going to put that off to the side. And now we're getting close with our gnocchi. See, they're starting to come to the surface. We're going to give them another minute. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We can see the gnocchi is floating. It's beautiful. It looks like we're ready. So this little unit, a slotted spoon, is what you would normally use if you're a normal person. I just happen to have one of these. It's called a skimmer, and it does the trick beautifully. Okay, we don't want to we want to transport as little water as possible. We want it to be all about the gnocchi. Okay. All right. So there's that. Oh, they might want to stick together. A little bit of olive oil. And that's it, right there. Now you can take this a step further, and in your seasoned French steel pan, you can sear these and caramelize them a little bit. For this dish, we're going to take it right here. We're just going to serve vegetables with dumplings. We're at the plate here. First thing we're going to put down is our pesto. Okay, 2 scoops. Spread that out to the rim. There we go. Next, I'm going to drop our gnocchi onto the plate. Let's throw in one more. All right, onto our beautiful peas, chanterelles, button chanterelles, beautiful chanterelles from British Columbia, and some dried tomatoes. Gorgeous spring meal. And we're going to finish that off. This is 12-month aged manchego that I've shaved. And that's it. Presto.